My name is Devil Dog, and for the past 10 years, Paul W.S. Anderson has single-handedly ruined the Resident Evil franchise. Finally, this is the finale of his spectacular series of movies, and hopefully it'll be the end. This is my review of the movie. Hello everybody, this is Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back from going and seeing a glorious movie out there. I went and seen the finale of the Resident Evil. Oh my god, what a fantastically terrible movie this shit is. That is by far the worst Resident Evil movie in history. And the thing is Paul W.S. Anderson and his wife, I can never say her name right, Chokovich, or whatever. I've never had a problem with her. She actually does a pretty damn good job acting. But the movie itself is a low point in the Resident Evil history. I mean, all of his other movies have been, pretty lame-ass popcorn flicks, cheap, no-plot movies, and this is by far the worst movie ever. All over the quest to get this little thing right here, The Cure. Now, if you're planning on seeing the movie, then don't watch this review. I'm going to have full spoilers of the movie in this review. But it centers upon this item right here, the actual cure to the T-virus. And the basic plot goes like this. They throw out the window the last movie, okay? At the end of the last movie, Alice has all of her powers back. She's in Washington, D.C. She pretty much teams up with Chris Redfield, Claire, and all the rest of the group. Even Ada Wong, I believe, is in the movie. But in this movie, at the beginning, they spend about 10 to 15 minutes with just, Alice's character explaining how none of that happened, basically. It's like, basically, that they were all double-crossed. She didn't really get her powers back. And then mysteriously, you just see her, like, out in the middle of this ruined area for no reason. And the thing is about this movie that's really fucking lame is that every couple minutes they'll cut the sound down. And in the theater, it's rather loud. It really gives you a headache doing this. It'll be the normal music, the sound effects, then it gets real quiet. And they do that right before they do these cheesy-ass jump scares throughout the whole movie. And it gets really old really fucking quick. And all in all, the editing, I don't know if a person with really bad, Parkinson's edited this movie, but my God, this has got the worst fucking editing I've ever seen. It's so choppy, it jumps around. I mean, even shaky cam isn't as shaky as this shit. I mean, you can't even figure out half the time what the fuck is going on, because in most normal scenes when they're giving dialogue and stuff, the sets are pretty damn well done. I'll admit, most of the effects are well done, except for the monster effects. The CGI and the monster effects are fucking terrible. But the overall sets and the scenes of showing the destruction when they end up going back to Raccoon City was pretty well done, actually. And the whole plot is basically the Red Queen contacts Alice and lets her know she has roughly about 48 hours, 2 days, to get back to the hive, pretty much the place where it all took place in the very first movie, because that's where mysteriously this antidote happens to be. And all you have to do is break this antidote in the air. It's an airborne virus that will destroy the T-virus and save the world. And she only has 48 hours, and they don't really explain why. The only thing they keep saying is she's got 48 hours to be able to do this before the last, survivors fall and die. And the whole premise behind, apparently how they're trying to say all the movies were tied together is that Umbrella Corporation and the main evil bad guy, which is a pretty damn good bad guy in it, it was their idea of the new version of the Ark. Basically, the end of the world like the Bible with the floods, with Noah's Ark. They decided, with society in general, with overpopulation, diseases running rampant, wars, and global warming, that the planet's going to die soon. So why don't they just wipe out the whole world, and then they can rebuild it anew in their own image. So all these thousands of Umbrella Corporation members are cryogenically frozen, and they're buried underground at the hive in Raccoon City. And for whatever reason, Alice has got 48 hours to get there to recover this item here, the cure for the T-virus, to unleash it. That way they can destroy all the T-virus, and since she's got it in her, it's supposed to kill her as well. And the only explanation for why the Red Queen program actually is helping her is because it's supposedly programmed to help Umbrella Corporation employees, but it's also supposed to preserve human life. So that's why it's a contradictive sort of programming. And they do a major fucking flaw at the beginning, where not only do they overstep all the other movies in the whole series and jump to this bullshit, but they changed the way the movie even started in the original. They changed the overall premise behind the Red Queen, the creator of the T-virus, and his whole purpose of why he did it in the first place was basically to save his daughter, because she has this degenerative disease that causes her to age rapidly. And as you go through the movie, the typical horror tropes happens, jump scares aplenty. She meets up with a new band of fucking idiots, or pretty much stationed in Raccoon City at the top of this fucking decrepit building. Meanwhile, the bad guys are coming in these tanks, which are pretty badass looking tanks, bringing millions of zombies there to Raccoon City for some stupid ass reason. And all this terrible fucking cliche bullshit with explosions going off 2 feet behind them and not hurting them, and them just shooting things, getting eaten, and all this garbage. But the problem is you can't really fucking even tell what the hell is going on, because whenever there is a single action scene of any kind, or a fight scene, the animation of just the fucking editing and how it jumps around is so piss poor, you can't fucking figure out what the hell is even happening in the movie. It's really sad. 1 second. And that's really the downfall of this movie is the plot. There really is no plot. Any sort of plot they had in all the other movies, they throw out the window in the first 10, 15 minutes. It's just Alice trying to make her way back there to Raccoon City to get down into the hive. And when she gets there, Albert Wesker makes a return in this, but he's a fucking joke. He's basically in the hive, and he uses the technology and all the stuff there to try to kill Alice and the other people before they're able to get to him. And at the end, they do have one nice little plot twist. I will give them that. It was a nice little tie-in plot twist. That it turns out that naturally, like we didn't know this, Alice is actually a clone. She's not the real Alice. The real Alice was actually the daughter, which they actually turned into the Red Queen. Well, she's still alive there as well, but she's got that degenerative aging disorder to where the cure didn't work with her. And, she's really, really old. And you see her, and it's actually Alice, like an old lady. And you realize that the young version of Alice was programmed into the computer to be the Red Queen. And the perfect age Alice was cloned out of her DNA to make basically Alice, the one who's fighting for everything through the whole movie. And that's a nice little twist. At the end, you realize that Alice is a clone of the original lady, who is also the Red Queen. Naturally, a big fight ensues. A bunch of people die. Albert Wesker, it's a fucking joke. I mean, the old Alice, since she's pretty much co-owner of Umbrella, pretty much fires him. And the moment she fires him, no longer after that point, the Red Queen has to save him. So the Red Queen pretty much crushes Albert Wesker. So he's there, and he pretty much dies without a single fight in this movie. In one way that's good, and another way that's bad. Why even have Albert Wesker in the movie for a main part and just fucking kill him off at the end like that is pretty lame. It has a lot of terrible things to it too. I mean, throughout the movie, like time jumps really bad. She's got a limited amount of time to get from point A to point B. She keeps fucking getting knocked out and losing tons of hours. And then mysteriously, it jumps around like, okay, this is 5 hours, that's 10 hours gone. And at the end, there's this big, long, drawn-out battle that seems to take forever, and it takes no time. Literally, the whole thing takes no time, like less than an hour or two. And it's like, okay, they're back there at the damn fucking headquarters, blowing it up and shit. So they realize to get down there to blow up the rest of the headquarters, to get outside with the cure for the T-virus. And the final scene has Alice outside as there's millions of zombies coming towards her, which is really stupid because, like, the bad guy's right in her face, okay? Getting ready to shoot him, and all of a sudden zombies eat him, okay? But then he's like, over here, because the zombies can run full speed, but mysteriously she can stand there for about 5 minutes looking at this thing before she throws it down to break it, to unleash the cure. And the zombies, I guess they were on a fucking, Union smoke break or something. They just stopped running, and they don't show that, but it's like they're running full speed and all of a sudden nothing. which is really fucking dumb. And they even say at the end that thank fucking God it's supposed to be the last movie, okay? That they say after they break this and the cure goes out that it will kill everything, including Alice, because she has the T-virus in her. But she mysteriously lives. Yeah, that's right. And the funny thing is when she breaks the cure, all the zombies almost instantaneously die. I mean, it's a pretty cool looking effect, but if it's an airborne cure, wouldn't the air need to blow it in the direction of the zombies? It literally does this ripple effect and takes out all the zombies. And, Alice falls over dead, and you realize, oh, she's not dead. The Red Queen, program comes back, even though I might add they blow up the damn umbrella, the hive. But the Red Queen still has a program that's like, well, one of the last things that Alice, the old lady Alice, did before she had died, is she put all of her memories into this little thing. Since you're a clone and you can't remember anything, it's because you're a clone. You're not the real Alice. But here's all of her memories of her childhood, or her daddy, her mommy, her friends she played with, and she's all happy. And they end the movie by saying it very clearly, that in order for this shit to work, this cure, it has to be airborne. And they clearly say, oh, it could take several years before it reaches all the way around the earth to save everyone. So she gets on her motorcycle and she drives off to the sunset, and you see these 3 giant bat monsters coming after her, and she just kind of grins at the camera, and that's it. Now, I've got to say this. All the Resident Evil movies have been garbage to begin with. Some of them have been entertaining, though. The first one, I think, was actually the better one. And then they went all downhill from there. This one tried too hard with the shaky cam jump scare shit. I think he must have really liked watching the movie, the Mad Max movie, because it plays off like a little bit of this weird Mad Max shit into it. The plot's non-existent until the end. It does have that nice little twist at the very end explaining about Alice's backstory. But the overall ending is garbage, and all around the movie itself is fucking garbage. I'm really disappointed to say, I can't believe I'm disappointed to say this, but in the whole Resident Evil franchise that he has made, this is by far one of the worst ones of all. And thank God it's over. Only thing I can say is please, for dear God, please, Paul Anderson, stop fucking making Resident Evil movies. You've ruined my childhood by destroying one of the best video game franchises around with some of the worst movies. Oh my God, it's terrible. I never thought, and here's the thing, I went on a Saturday, and the movie just opened not that long ago. There was only, the place was packed. The movie theater was packed getting through there. It took me long to get the ticket. It took me long to get my fucking drink to sit down. When I got there, there was like 10, 15 people tops in the theater. What the fuck does that say about your movie on pretty much an opening weekend? You only got 15 people in the crowd. Yeah, that tells you something. Now, I rate movies, games, and everything on a pass, rent, or buy scale. In this case, would you be willing to pay money to go to a theater to see it? I can honestly say, if you're a huge fan of the Resident Evil movies for whatever reason, you do owe it to yourself to at least finally see this final version, the final movie. But don't go to a big movie theater. Wait till it goes to the bargain matinee, like around the corner we have a Danbury, that's the dirt nickel dime, theater. Go and see it there. Or when they finally come out with it, rent it on Redbox. But do not go out of your way to spend good hard-earned American money to actually see this movie, okay? It is a piece of shit through and through, and the other reviewers are right. So this is Nate, a.k.a. Devil Dog, saying, thank you for watching this video. I almost dropped that. Well, I guess it's good. Well, let me do this. Let me drop this. That'd be kind of funny. If I drop this, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Maybe that's good, because they can't make no more Resident Evil movies. But this is Nate, a.k.a. Devil Dog, saying, thank you for watching this video. Please leave a comment below. Share it if you like. Let me know if you thought the movie was great. Let me know if you thought the movie sucked balls. Either way, have fun, play hard, and remember, the devil is in the details. Peace out.